If you'd like to help support this channel, swing by zwadephoto.com. What's up, everybody? I'm ZWade, the ZWade and ZWade Photo, and I was feeling a bit experimental, and so I decided to compare every single Z mount lens that I have. And specifically today, what we're looking at is we're looking at distortion, we're going to look at sharpness, and we're going to look at the color saturation of the green, and we're going to see if any particular lens has a look compared to the others. So what I've done today is I've started at the widest angle, and so in this case it would start off with the 14 to 24. Now we're going to look at it at 14 and 24, and we're going to check the distortion correction on each of those. And then we're going to work our way up all the way to the 70 to 200 at 200. But we're also going to compare the relative sizes. So the 24 to 70, we will compare the 70 at 70 of the 70 to 200. And the same with the 24 to 70, we're going to compare that to the top end of the 14 to 24. And so first up, we have the 14 to 24 at 24. Now, I shot all of these at 100 ISO and f2.8, and the shutter speed adjusted as needed to get absolute dead center exposure on the exposure meter. So all of these will be exposed the exact same. And so we're gonna see, first off, let's look at the 14 at 14, and let's do our profile correct and see what the effect is. It's pretty decent, but you know, it's really wide. And so that's what that looks like at 14. Now let's check at 24. It's the opposite kind of distortion, and it's not that bad. It's honestly, now that I've seen it, I'll probably always see it, but I'm not particularly good at identifying distortions just to the naked eye without correcting. But anyway, so let's check the 28 millimeter, also at f2.8. Let's check the profile correction. We're gonna have to do this manually here. So let's find our Nikon. There we go. It found it. So, enough. Again, it's really not that bad. I don't know. I don't know why it's doing this. And by the way, in my camera, I keep distortion correction and like vignette control. I keep all that off. So there's definitely some distortion, but I mean, I wouldn't notice it had I not clicked this button. Now let's check the 40 millimeter. I mean, almost none. But I knew that about this. This lens is so undervalued. And this one, okay, I had to make sure that it was shot at f2.8, not f2. But that looks, I mean, it's just out here at the edges. So now let's check the 24 to 70 at 24. Again, it's not terrible. This one's a little more noticeable to me. It definitely looks better when it's been like corrected. Now let's check out the 24 at the 24 to 70 at 24 and the 14 to 24 at 24. So we have this on the 14 to 24. The 14 to 24 is not as severe. Yeah, I'm pretty sure distance has something to do with this as well, but I'm not an expert on that. Good Lord, I'm getting all kinds of alerts, aren't I popular? Now let's check out the 24 to 70 at 70. Again, pretty noticeable, in my opinion. It actually looks better with it not being corrected, I think. That's strange. Now let's look at the 50 millimeter f1.2, but this is at 2.8. I mean, almost none. That's kind of what I expected because this lens absolutely slays on every other aspect of its existence. This doesn't surprise me at all. Now let's look at the 105. Almost none. Very nice. Now let's look at the 70 to 200 at 70. Almost none. Now let's look at the 70 at the 24 to 70 at 70. Much more noticeable than the 70 to 200 at 70. Now let's check the 70 to 200 at 200 and see what we do. A little more noticeable. Like I said, I'm not exactly sure what distance has to do with this. So this video has already run 6 minutes, and so in the next video, we will check out the sharpness of these. So make sure that you subscribe and hit the bell notification so you don't miss that one. That one will be coming up very, very soon. Let me know in the comments below what your favorite lens is. Not necessarily in this video, but what's your favorite Z-mount lens? I want to know. Let's have a conversation. I'm ZWade, the ZWade, and ZWade Photo, and I will catch you in the next one.